Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. To my moderators, thank you, Eric H526 and Luke St. Martin, greatly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, to my super chat, thank you so very much. You help me do these live streams and help me do what I do. If you want to support also my voice long-term, ladies and gentlemen, my Patreon is below in the pinned comment. But to my super chat, thank you very, very much. You really help me. I mean, you give me every incentive to do these live streams, and they're fun, they're awesome, and I just thank you for your generosity and your support. You really help amplify my voice, and I just want to thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, so why did President Trump tweet out the following? Yesterday, he wrote a very, very interesting statement. And he goes, let's read it again. 2016, here we go again. Was he just referring? Of course he wasn't just referring to the polls. Then then another message right after that is a 3 a.m. ad that he uses. It's the 3 a.m., it's the take on the very racist 3 a.m. ad that Madam Secretary used. Clinton is going to be nominee. She's the only chance they have. She's absolutely the only chance they have. There are no laws, there are no bylaws, she can become nominee in a second. The DNC is a private entity. We learned this from the DNC fraud lawsuit that Jared Beck, Elizabeth Beck, and Nico House waged, three very courageous individuals. We learned this, ladies and gentlemen, from the DNC's own lawyer. The DNC's own lawyer stated that, one in particular stated, we don't even have to run a primary. This is a private entity. The DNC is a private entity. We could pick our nominee in smoke-filled back rooms. If you read the 538 article, there's a 538 article stating that pledged delegates are not legally bound to vote for Biden. They don't have to be, nobody has to vote for Biden in the first round of the DNC convention. That's number one. Number two, the second round is all superdelegates. They have it all figured out. It's not rocket science. You put 30 candidates up. You say, how could we be cheating? All 30 candidates have like de Blasio has the same chance as Biden. Eric Swalwell and Beto O'Rourke have the same chance as Kamala Harris, who has the same chance as Kirsten Gillibrand, who has the same chance as Elizabeth Warren. All of them can become president. Look at all the people. There's 20, 30 people on that stage. It's a robust primary. Debbie Wasserman Schultz resigning in disgrace. Come on. Hillary Clinton was cheated by the Russians, which, by the way, she's the only person who can defeat President Trump in 2020. They know this. I know this. You should know. Everyone should know that the only way to stop Hillary Clinton from becoming president is to vote for President Trump, because she can become president, which would set us back in terms of foreign policy 20 years. Well, we've actually haven't progressed at all up until President Trump. So people say, well, why are you voting for Trump? Well, President Trump has reversed U.S. foreign policy. He's an anti-interventionist. He signed the deal to get American soldiers home from America's longest-running military conflict. Our soldiers are coming home from Afghanistan because of President Trump. And so then they say, well, climate change. Well, yeah, what have Democrats done in terms of climate change? Nothing. A Green New Deal resolution is a publicity stunt. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first round of the DNC convention is pledged delegates are not legally bound. They're not legally bound to vote for for Biden. That's number one. Number two, Biden looks, sounds, communicates like an exhumed body. He communicates and looks and acts like a cadaver that got Botox and plastic surgery. He cannot articulate, and he points without meandering off into Never Never Land. If people think that Biden is a viable candidate, that's like saying, you know what, I'd rather listen to my car alarm than Trump's new album because the car alarm sounds so much better. I'd rather have a skateboard than this new Lamborghini because the car company was purchased by a Trump corporation. I mean, it was like, I'd rather jump off a cliff than get on that plane because Trump purchased the airline. They're looking at Biden as viable only because their contempt for Trump, and they despise Trump so much that Biden is actually decent and normal, despite all the allegations against him from Tara Reid, allegations pertaining to Burisma, allegations pertaining to a quid pro quo, his history on horrendous foreign policy decisions like Libya and Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld's failed foreign policy. He voted alongside Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld, as did Clinton. He has scandals, controversies. The difference, though, is that Clinton can communicate and articulate a point, albeit she's going to sit on the fence until the very last second, which is one of the many reasons she'll lose again, but she doesn't care about losing again. So Biden is not a viable candidate. They would lose the popular vote also in addition to the Electoral College. He's not viable. He's unelectable. He's completely unelectable. And don't just trust me. The first primary he ever won was South Carolina, because Bernie Sanders is viewed as unrealistic by the entire Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders in 2016 had a campaign that reached out to even conservatives were like saying, you know what, I like your foreign policy. Then he went into the South Carolina primary saying Medicare for all, and didn't have a Medicare for all bill that passed the House. So Bernie tanked his own campaign. He did not craft a message for voters in the South to explain or communicate that he's viable, that he's realistic. Also, they cheated him. So they made sure that he wouldn't win in Iowa, even though he got the popular vote in Iowa and New Hampshire and Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada. He got the popular vote. But of course, they don't go by popular vote. They go by, they have state primaries. Isn't that interesting? But they want to do away with the Electoral College. But President Trump also, on April 8th, I know it's taking a long time, but it's going to happen. And I will have made the biggest political call of all time, ladies and gentlemen. Quote, I don't know why President Obama hasn't supported Joe Biden a long time ago, Trump told reporters in response to a question at his daily briefing. He feels something is wrong. It does amaze me that President Obama hasn't supported Sleepy Joe. It just hasn't happened. When's it gonna happen? Why isn't he? He knows something that you don't know, that I think I know that you don't know. Let's listen to him right now. Let's listen to President Trump. Now, the rebuttal is he already endorsed Biden. Yeah, this is not politics of even 2008. You're not talking about a political party that has any influence over candidates. You're talking about a political machine run by two people, Madam Secretary and Bubba Bill. But you're talking about a machine, ladies and gentlemen. Here, if you look, this is a very interesting, and then we'll get to Clinton also. But this is when President Trump is saying, I know something that you don't know. And he's alluding to Clinton becoming nominee. The whole thing is completely fabricated. There is no... The DNC is basically two people. Do you really think that Eric Swalwell... Do you really think that Bill de Blasio wanted to run for president? Do you truly think that Beto O'Rourke thought he could run for president after losing an election and having a DUI? Do you think that Amy Klobuchar wanted to just simply resign right before the Minnesota primary on Super Tuesday? Same with Mayor Pete. Mayor Pete could have gotten hundreds of thousands of votes in California and other states on Super Tuesday. Okay? The whole thing was, this is so overt, and when it happens, I not only will have made the biggest political call of all time, but people will understand everything from the Steele dossier to the sham of a primary. But here, hold on one second. Let's just hold on. It's like taking forever. Okay. So, hold on one second. So, you'll hear President Trump right now. You'll hear President Trump say, this is before President Obama was pretty much forced to endorse Biden, but he didn't do so up until the last second. And this is fantastic. So check this out. Check this out, people. All right, check this out. David, no! It's an extension. David, thank you. David, thank you. J-Man, 2020s. All Trump Dems don't care about it. Yep, I think so. J-Man, thank you. Let's see, hold on. They're all out to get Trump. That's true. David, nah, thank you. It's an extension. It's an extension, my goodness. All right, so check it out. Check it out. Oh, Lord, why does this always happen? Unbelievable. Okay, hold on one second. It's like Biden's running my campaign here. David, nah, thank you. Terry, Terry! If Hillary were elected, what would happen to all those Dems who threw Hillary under the bus after losing in 2016? Well, Terry, thank you. Most of the Dems didn't, they didn't really throw her under the bus. They kind of distanced themselves somewhat, but they'll come back, Terry. They'll come back. David, Terry, everybody here, they will come back with so much love. It'll be like a love fest. But check this out, and we'll get to a whole bunch of wonderful, wonderful, wonderful quotes here.
I did see that today. Yeah. Well, he didn't really drop out. He didn't really. What about his delegates? I mean, he said he's going to keep his delegates, and which is sort of interesting. He's going to keep his delegates, and he'd like to get more. Now, is he dropping out or not? That's not dropping out. When you keep your delegates, and then you want more delegates before you get to the convention, it's a weird deal going on there. I don't know what's happening. And I don't know why President Obama hasn't supported Joe Biden a long time ago. There's something he feels is wrong.
But he supported Biden. But don't you know, President Obama also has already supported Biden. Barely. Only after President Trump. This was only after Trump kind of almost forced his hand to do so. Biden is a placeholder. This is a political machine, and it's so overt. You think they had an app in Iowa that they needed an app linked to Clinton campaign officials? You think Debbie Wasserman Schultz resigned in disgrace so that Beto O'Rourke could become president in 2020? But check it out.
Why isn't he'll come out? I'm sure he's got to come out at some point, because he certainly doesn't want to see me for 4 more years. We're not. We think a little bit differently. You know what? I'll tell you, it does amaze me that President Obama hasn't supported Sleepy Joe. It just hasn't happened. When's it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Why is he? He knows something that you don't know. And I think I know, but you don't know. So it'll be interesting. But with Bernie,
He knows something that I know something you don't know. He knows something that you don't know that I think I know. Exactly, Jim. It's on a love train. Terry, David, J-Man, Trump knows something that they don't know. Trump knows something that they don't know. Check it out.
that I think I know, but you don't know.
What is it that you know, Mr. President? Tell us.
That I think I know, but you don't know.
But what wouldn't we know? The primary has Biden winning. He's so charismatic. And the Charlemagne interview was very, very good for Biden. Yes, very good. Could you imagine? It's a more horrible thing than anything that they fabricate Trump ever saying. Could you imagine somebody saying you ain't and then pick the ethnicity or background if you don't vote for me? My God. But see, they sweep that under the rug. But check it out again. And we're going to listen to, this is going to be the masterclass on Clinton running. Because God bless her, you know what? She's going to run this 2020. She'll run 2024, 2028, 2032, 2036, everything. 2040, 2044, 2048, 2052, 2056, 2060. She'll run every 4 years. And why not? I'm the biggest Hillary Clinton supporter on YouTube. So I used to be the biggest Bernie supporter on, according to the Huffington Post, biggest Bernie booster on the internet. Could you imagine? This is long before Rose Twitter. I'm like the first punk band that actually, to vote for Trump is punk. That's actually what punk rockers would have done, because they would have gone against the grain, the conventional mentality. But actually, then you go back, the conventional mentality, President Trump's going to win again. So there you go. But here.
No, it just hasn't happened. When's it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Why is it? He knows something that you don't know. That I think I know, but you don't know. So it'll be interesting. But with Bernie,
he knows something that you don't know that I think I know. Jimbo! Bill got the Iowa app and swept. Jimbo is like, oh, I don't like the way that person looks. Reminds me of Bernie Sanders. Hey, that is Bernie Sanders. Jimbo, and on time. How will the fact Hillary didn't primary be viewed by the Democratic base? Totally illegitimacy? Won't the premise be too strange? And on time, I don't think so. I think that what'll happen is Biden, it'll be dun 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 dun. News at 5. Wild stampeding elephants. Overtake Biden's campaign. The vice president is, we need who could help? Oh, Madam Secretary, the Russians cheated her. Dun 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 dun. It's going to be like Ed on Time. It's going to be something going on. Biden walked into a hornet's nest. Oh my God. What? Who put that hornet's nest in his basement? Dun 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 dun. News at 5. Oh my goodness. They checked my Google, and it's how to install a hornet's nest into Biden's basement. But, so Ed on Time, I think that Biden was going to tank his campaign with Charlemagne. Something's going to happen. Do you understand? Jimbo, what could happen? Something's going to happen. My God. Biden joined an eating contest, and the 50 hot dogs didn't do well, didn't do his body good, and who do we have? A hot dog eating contest. Oh my God. Who do we have? Hillary. What? You mean de Blasio? No, nobody likes him. You mean Eric Swalwell? No, he passes gas on national television. You mean Beto O'Rourke? No, he's a DUI, and he skateboards. He's a horrible skateboarder, and he's hilarious and sad. You mean Kirsten Gillibrand? Nobody knows who she is, except if you're in New York. You mean Amy Klobuchar? No, she could have actually indicted the person who murdered George Floyd, and she actually didn't. Who do they have? Who do they have? Why aren't I 50 points ahead? That's right. They have Hillary Clinton. God bless her. She's fantastic, and she has a great personality, and she's all of her foreign policy decisions, Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Libya, have all worked out just in a wonderful way. She's great. She used service for convenience, don't you understand? Putin took it away from her. Everything's going to be fine. It's going to be the best election ever. Deal Book Conference. Yeah. Do you think that Biden, if it's an arm wrestling match between Biden and Hillary, who do you think's going to win? That's bizarre. He's sitting under a boulder. Why would the boulder be up there? This is weird. It was just a friendly arm wrestling match for charity. Oh my, how dare you? How dare you make assumptions?
This election, you will get a decision sought by the Republican Party, led by Republican attorneys generals from a number of states, to completely declare the Affordable Care Act unconstitutional. And if that happens, then it will be the absolute most stark comparison between the Republican Party that never produced a bill in Congress to replace what they were trying to repeal, and has stood behind an effort to eliminate it altogether. And there goes health care for millions of Americans. And it is striking to me that, we're having a debate on our side of the political ledger, but it's a debate about the right issue. How do we get to health care coverage for everybody that we can afford?
Will you support whoever the candidate is in the Democratic side?
Yeah, sure.
100%.
Swear to God, every single time I don't get the good, I don't get the right. Okay, hold on. So ladies and gentlemen, so you're going to hear. Tell me could you hear that all right? Because there's there's such nuance there. You have to understand. Okay, so hold on one second. Okay, here we go. Finally. Okay. Old school dad, man! Broomfield 2020. Bob Costas! What about... I don't believe she's going to run at all. Check it out, everyone. Check it out.
And there goes health care for millions of Americans. And it is striking to me that, we're having a debate on our side of the political ledger, but it's a debate about the right issue. How do we get to health care coverage for everybody that we can afford?
Will you support whoever the candidate is on the Democratic side?
Yeah, sure.
100%.
Yeah, because I think I know who they're likely to be.
Who are they? Who do you think it's going to be?
I'm not going to go that. I'm not going to go there.
Why wouldn't you go there? Did you think it was going to be Eric Swalwell? The man who cuts the cheese on national television? Did you think it would be Bernie, the same person you despise, who worked for Russia, who helped Putin? Putin, if you're listening, I don't want your help, Putin. But if you have $1, I got a small favor to ask of you.
To completely declare the Affordable Care Act unconstitutional. And if that happens, then it will be the absolute most stark comparison between the Republican Party that never produced a bill in Congress to replace what they were trying to repeal, and has stood behind an effort to eliminate it altogether. And there goes health care for millions of Americans. And it is striking to me that, yeah, we're having a debate on our side of the political ledger, but it's a debate about the right issue. How do we get to health care coverage for everybody that we can afford?
Will you support whoever the candidate is on the Democratic side?
Will you support whoever the candidate is? This is only November of 2019. Okay, we're going into November of 2020. She's going to be the nominee. She's literally saying, "I'll only support the candidate because I know who it's going to be." Okay, Wally Pop. Body more confused. Oh, jeez, Wally Pop. I love you. I love you. They're gonna get me, Wally Pop. They're gonna get me, so I have to. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry, Wally Pop. Forgive me, but I have to be safe. I'm the biggest Hillary Clinton supporter on YouTube.
Yeah, sure.
100%.
Yeah, because I think I know who they're likely to be.
Who are they? Who do you think it's going to be?
I'm not going to go that. I'm not going to go there. Now, look, I think that we have to.
Did you see what she said? Let's listen to it again. Let's listen to this again.
Most stark comparison between the Republican Party that never produced a bill in Congress to replace what they were trying to repeal and has stood behind an effort to eliminate it altogether. And there goes health care for millions of Americans. And it is striking to me that, yeah, we're having a debate on our side of the political ledger, but it's a debate about the right issue. How do we get to health care coverage for everybody that we can afford?
Will you support whoever the candidate is on the Democratic side?
Yeah, sure.
100%.
Yeah, because I think I know who they're likely to be.
Who are they going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Bill de Blasio? Is it going to be me? Who is it going to be?
Who are they? Who do you think it's going to be?
I'm not going to go that. I'm not going to go there.
You know, the audience, like, in the nervous laughter, it's like this authoritarian, like this audience is listening to an authoritarian that just made a joke, and they're like, they have to laugh. Wally Pop, I apologize again, but I have to, I'm like super cautious. But ladies and gentlemen, so you already heard Clinton saying, and then Clinton never even endorsed Biden. She says, I want to join hands and join forces with those who have endorsed you to endorse you, not for president, but to use the word. I can endorse you for, I can endorse you to have a great day. I can endorse you to, buy a certain musical album. I'll endorse you to do a bunch of things. She never said I'll endorse you for president. This whole thing smells and stinks of the most overt setup. It's so, I'm the only person I know, even me, I'm like, gosh, you sound weird, man. In my head, I'm like, you sound a little weird. You sound a little weird, buddy. But I'm telling you, nobody loves Clinton 2020, Madam Secretary, more than me. Original Professor Chaos, hello. Eric H526, Luke St. Martin. Yes, I did. I believe I did. Thank you. Bob Costas, thank you. Let's go ahead and then we'll just, we'll just do this. So, okay. Oh, well, the rebuttals, H.A. Badman, she was already endorsed, H.A. Badman, by President Obama and Clinton. So what's your problem? What's your problem? Biden is going to take the nomination because, that's just what's going to happen. Okay, so here. What is he going to speak about? So, hold on. What is he going to speak about here? So, this is a good one. Hold on.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
Come on, man. Have you ever been to a Democratic caucus? You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. Biden lying dog-faced pony soldier. This is so great. I'm the only one calling out the charade. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Luke St. Martin, thank you. Luke St. Martin, quick draw. Luke St. Martin, quick draw. Eric H526, thank you. Bimbo Dickens BXN. Best Orange Mess tweet ever was no funding from pledging who wouldn't cross doused no holy water, garlic, and silver into the heart of November. With sunlight, you forgot with sunlight. With sunlight also. Bimbo Dickens BXN, thank you. Bimbo Dickens BXN, thank you. Then there's, hey now. This poor Democrat. Oh my God, poor Democrat. Check this out. This is so great. Have you ever been to one? I was one, little lady.
With the greatest advantage in this race. You've been the vice president. You weren't burdened down by the impeachment trials. So,
the whole thing was about him. And then she's like, what did I say?
in the participation. So how do you explain the performance in Iowa, and why should the voters believe that you can win the national election?
It's a good question. Number one, I was a Democratic caucus.
You were? You were the entire contest? Really? Hey now. Yeah, I was number one. I was a Democratic caucus. Have you ever been to one? He says this.
You ever been to a caucus?
You ever been to a caucus? It's like, he says he was one, and he's like, you ever been to one? Well, I was one. What are you doing later?
No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Yeah!
You said you were, but now you gotta be honest.
So be honest now.
With you.
Be honest. Everyone's looking at him like he's the most bizarre person. You can. This is a Guardian News segment. You can actually you just stop and pause. Everyone's faces are like, what? But they're so afraid to get him get on his wrong side, because his bad side, because he'll take vengeance by calling out a person. What are you looking at? What, push-ups?
No, it's a good question. No.
It's a good question.
Number one, I was a Democratic caucus.
You were? You were one? That's good.
You ever been to a caucus?
Have you ever been to one?
No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you gotta be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
It was a little bit confusing in Iowa. Number one. But let's assume everything was exactly right in Iowa. The idea that you come in with about half the delegates that the leaders come in.
Half the candidates, he was about to say.
with in Iowa does not necessarily say how you're going to win Pennsylvania.
How you going to win Pennsylvania? So, anyway. Are we're going to do this? What is he going to say on the centennial of the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote? I was a Democratic caucus? That's what he's going to say. That's what they're going to do? No. That's not happening, people. That's not happening. And it's Wally Pop. Hello. I just want to thank you, Wally Pop, for dealing with my censorship and my paranoia regarding the guidelines and rules and regulations. Oh, check this out. Now Biden's actually going to run for Senate. Now he's going to run for Senate. Hold on, check this out. Senate. Senate.
Is going to determine who the next president of the United States is going to be.
This is what he does also. This is like a shtick. He speaks really fast, really slow. Really fast, really softly. So you can't really know, so then if he doesn't articulate something, you're like, well, he was speaking really fast and softly, so maybe I'm the problem. And you're like, he speaks so that you question your sanity. Maybe I'm the one who has a problem hearing or deciphering. It's me. I'm the problem.
South Carolina is going to determine who the next president of the United States is going to be.
Wow, 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 wow.
You really are. You're the ones that sent Bill Clinton to the presidency.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
You're the ones that sent Barack Obama to the presidency. And I have a simple proposition here. I'm here to ask you for your help. Where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. You're likely to see help.
He's a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Okay. This is not happening. I will have made the biggest political call of all time because this is going to be a very interesting election where media, they're going to entirely change their tune the next 4 years after this. They won't be as apoplectic. They won't be as maniacal, rabid, fuming, they won't, be as... Clinton is the only chance they have. She has the gravitas, she has the money, she has the support. So hold on. Okay, so... So, let's see. So, she actually, let's see. So, hold on one second. There is a moment where she actually also states she wants to be president. All of this, hold on, let's see. Wait.
About him saying kicked him.
Okay, so where was the part where she says, I'd like to be president? Okay, sorry. Hold on one second. Okay, so I can't find it. Let's see. And of course, she made a racist comment in here that nobody picked up on or nobody cared, whatever. They actually twisted it to where she's scolding people. It's like, no. So there's this one with this Recode Decode one where she says she'd like to be president. Okay. Then she said she could defeat Trump again. So hold on. Clinton can This is not like Clinton floats the idea to defeat Trump. Okay, so hold on one second. Okay, here. So hold on.
He's trying to weaken someone he perceived to be a very strong candidate against him. And I do think it's important for the press and the public to say, wait a minute, we're not going to let this happen again. Enough with these wild, unfounded conspiracy theories.
You know, to anyone would ever assume I used servers and deleted 30,000 emails for anything other than convenience, they need to go straight to an asylum and never to be heard from again, because they've lost their minds.
Using the help of foreign governments to interfere in our elections and to undermine people who've been in the public eye for a long time. And I hope that
It was Putin who cheated Bernie Sanders. That's why Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign in disgrace. It was Putin who told you to use servers with top secret intel. Yes. The Facebook ads swung 77,000 votes. They all looked at the Facebook ads.
the American public rejects this, as they should.
Great. I can't even find... Oh, man. It is so annoying. There's no timestamps on any of these things. Okay. So, hold on. Okay, hold on. All right. Anyway, of course, Clinton has stated that she could defeat Trump again. She feels the urge to defeat Trump, says she could beat Trump again. This was a couple of months ago. Don't tempt me, do your job. Clinton responded in a tweet. Trump taunted. That's so funny. She still feels the urge to defeat Donald Trump. Look, Hillary Clinton says she'll support Sanders if he wins. Okay. So it's like it's happening here. So hold on one second. Oh, here's one of the many ones here. So hold on one second. Still feels the urge to defeat Trump. Okay, where is this thing? So basically, hopefully I can... Oh, no. Hopefully I could find this. But... And then Clinton said nobody likes Sanders. Oh, my God. This is going to be the most amazing election. Clinton muses about a rematch, but it's like impossible to... The clips are there. She wants to send Trump back to the golf course. She doesn't want to elect Biden. She wants to send Trump back to the golf course. So it's pretty straightforward. Clinton says she believes she could win if she ran in 2020. She would win. They're not going after... they're not going to go with Biden. Jimbo! Maybe Biden's opening speech at the convention plagiarizes Thomas Dixon. Jimbo, thank you! Jimbo, Adam Gullick. I tune in simply for the... Oh, Adam, thank you. Big Honker, thank you. That's what my nickname was, actually. Jimbo! Probably. He probably would. He probably would. Jimbo, thank you. Thank you. You have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where Clinton, maybe we need a rematch. That's the one I'm looking for. Maybe we need a rematch. Maybe there does need to be a rematch. That's the one. Okay. My God, it's like takes so long. Okay. So here, finally here.
Going on. President Trump continues to come after you in his speeches, in his tweets. You've been tough on him as well. I think you called him recently a corrupt human tornado. Well, he's come back at you several times. In fact, he tweeted just this morning, and I'm going to quote, he said, "I think that crooked Hillary Clinton should try to enter the race to try and..."
This is why Trump is so great, because then you have this is PBS, then you have PBS NewsHour, and so, Madam Secretary, let me just read you what he wrote. I mean, he's despicable. He said, the most horrible human being, Madam Secretary, has committed endless crimes. This is what he tweeted, ma'am. Let me just continue reading this. In addition to wiping servers clean, it's just terrible what he was writing. And so it's like Trump continually gets them to do exactly what he wants.
Steal it away from uber left Elizabeth Warren. Only one condition, the crooked one must explain all of her high crimes and misdemeanors, including how and why. She deleted 33,000 emails.
Yeah, it truly is
It's remarkable how obsessed he
Wait, no discussion on the deleted emails? Well, why not?
remains with me, but this latest tweet is so typical of him. Nothing has been more examined and looked at than my email.
No, actually, nobody's seen them. Nobody has ever seen the deleted emails because they're deleted.
We all know that. So he's either lying or delusional or both. There was no subpoena, as he says in a tweet this morning.
There was, regarding Cheryl Mills and Reddit stoned here. But anyway.
So maybe there does need to be a rematch. I mean, obviously, I can beat him again. But
oh! Yes! I love it.
From uber left Elizabeth Warren. This latest tweet is so typical of him. Nothing has been more examined and looked at than my emails. We all know that. So he's either lying or delusional or both. There was no subpoena, as he says in a tweet this morning. So maybe there does need to be a rematch. I mean, obviously, I can beat him again. But, just seriously, I don't understand. I don't think anybody understands what motivates him other than personal grievance.
This is from the person who has blamed Russia for 3 years without any evidence. Where is the evidence that Russia stole where is the evidence that Russia wanted Trump? Because we haven't. Pat, I am. I really am. I am. I think I'll be that way forever. Especially 2020 is going to be a repeat of 2016. So everybody will eventually become me. Pat, you're 100% right. I take that as a compliment. Thank you, Pat. Thank you so much. Old school dad man. It's classic how they prop up Trump all day. Yeah, they don't even realize they're doing it. Pat, thank you. Thank you. It's interesting. So she wants to have another rematch. Okay, great. Now these are not just snippets, moments. These are not just moments that are not unimportant. Clinton has had the most monumental public relations tour of all time. Only, the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, 2016, H.A. Badman, and the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. And it's like I'm a human time capsule for 2016. I really am. See, because I'm telling you, they haven't changed. If anything, they've been emboldened. They've been normalized, if you will. Luke St. Martin! They want Donald J. Trump's tax documents, so he sent them to HRC. Exactly. Pretty much. That's pretty much what is. That's pretty much a way that nobody will see the document. Luke St. Martin, one of the two best moderators in all of YouTube, Luke St. Martin and Eric H526. Thank you. The playing field has now been sufficiently leveled, ladies and gentlemen. Luke St. Martin, exactly. Christopher, the left boycotting is back on Goya to spite Trump. So they support people as long as they vote Democrat. Exactly. Christopher, it's now turned into the boycott. So people are buying Goya even more than before. Goya's products are fantastic. Like, that's just a fantastic food company. That is just a fantastic food company. So, it really is a fantastic food company. Luke St. Martin, thank you. Luke St. Martin, thank you very much. Eric H526, thank you. Christopher, it's true. This is also the interesting thing. When has there ever been a boycott for a difference of opinion? Democrats have taken boycotts to another level. They're like, well, you can say what you want. You have the First Amendment. We have the First Amendment too. We're going to boycott you. We're not going to have anything to do with you. It's like, 63 million people voted for Trump in 2016. He's going to have more than 63 million people vote for him. President Trump is a lot more popular than the intelligentsia, which is the antithesis of any alleged intelligence. We have the worst intelligentsia of all time. This is the smartest. We have the least intelligent, smartest people in the room that have ever existed. These people know nothing about politics. Zero, zilch, nada, nothing. They're pure public relations executives. And they're not even good at that. And they get in bed with the pollsters, intelligence operatives. Jimbo! Going another backfire for Democrats. Oh, totally. I mean, it's pretty unbelievable. It's pretty unbelievable when you think about the way Democrats utilize. They have, ladies and gentlemen, almost every advantage. Think about it this way. They have, ladies and gentlemen, almost every possible advantage that you can have. They have all of media, the Washington Post, the New York Times, MSNBC, CNN. They have other publications as well, newspapers, just like newspapers throughout the country. Okay? And Luke St. Martin, they're so oblivious, you're 100% right, to the biggest issues, like a government, a Secretary of State owning private servers, obviously to hide communication. And then the top secret intelligence on these servers, you have to ask, well, how did they get on there? But they have every single possible advantage. They have every single possible advantage. Every single possible advantage. They have Hollywood. They have all of Hollywood, except Kanye West and except some other icons. They have all of Hollywood, all of the music industry, except Kanye West. And well, there's Joy Vila. She's a great singer and artist also. She's a Trump supporter. But you have They have pretty much every single possible advantage. They will end up outspending Trump because when Clinton becomes the nominee, and they'll barely outspend Trump, but they won't have Gary Johnson, and they won't be outspending Trump 2-1. So you got to ask yourself, and they're still going to lose the election. These polls, they really think. See, they've been obsessed. The pandemic, they say, is Trump's fault. It's not Trump's fault. If it's Trump's fault, then does the governor of New York or the mayor of New York City, or Schumer and Gillibrand, do they bear any responsibility for New York being the epicenter of all the suffering? Abel shouldn't be considered. I think so. Jimbo. Jimbo. So they're not going with Biden because that's absurd. But see, the thing is, when it happens, and I don't know how it's going to take place, it's going to be a seamless transition. It will be a seamless transition. So here, Dallas Morning News. Joe Biden builds 5-point lead over Donald Trump in red Texas. This is absurd. This is absurd. So you mean to tell me that Beto O'Rourke lost to Ted Cruz? Ted Cruz, he has more charisma than Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney has more charisma than Al Gore. Al Gore has barely more charisma than drying paint. Could Texas be a swing state in 2020? They're doing it again. Yes, they're doing it again. Not could Biden win Texas. Gee, I wonder why. New York Magazine knows what's up. Could Texas be a swing state? Oh my God, they're doing it again. Oh, I'll be vindicated. 4 years of this nonsense I got to deal with the Democratic Party and people.
I just want to let you know, I'm really upset with you.
Really? Tell me why I should care.
I just want to let you know that I'm not going to be your friend anymore because you're voting for Trump.
Well, that means 63 million people voted for Trump.
Don't try to change the subject.
I'm not changing the subject. I'm letting you know that, Grandma, come on. Granny, come on.
No, disowning you.
Oh, here we go. Could Texas be a swing state? Sure. Whatever you say. Yeah, Texas is going to be a swing state. Yes. Biden is not only going to win the United States of America, he'll be president of the world and then of the galaxy. Yes. And then he'll launch into a Space Force space shuttle and then he'll conquer other galaxies too. The polls say that. Whatever you say. Yes, Democrats, just be very calm going into November 3rd. Be very calm. Biden has as much chance of winning Texas as Biden has as much chance of becoming nominee. That ain't going to happen. So it's pretty hilarious. They're at it again. Oh, Biden is the wrong choice to lead the West through Cold War II. We have a new Cold War. That's right. The Democrats. That's right. Oh, he's talking about China. Okay. We shouldn't be having a Cold War with any country. Let's look at Joe Biden's Leadership Matters. I'm going to donate $500 to Joe Biden right now. The amount, I love it. The amount, they have no, like, it's so uncouth. They're like, choose the amount, 15, 1,000? It's like, what? 15, 50, 25, 100, 250, 500, 1,000 for Biden. Continue to JoeBiden.com. Yeah, Joe's Vision. Have you ever been to yeah. The Biden plan to ensure the future is made in all of America. Made in all of America? What does that mean? By all America's workers. What? What happened to Made in America by American workers? What does that mean? By all of it. They're so, oh my God, that's hilarious. They're so overly, like, Joe Biden's future to make products in all of the territories that would be considered America? Well, I don't know. What is he referring to? Made by all the people who live here, by all of America's workers, not American workers. Remember that. Build Back Better, Joe Biden's jobs and economic recovery plan for working families. This is awesome. Joe Biden believes so. Mobilize American manufacturing. We had record low unemployment. Mobilize American talent and heart to build 21st century care. Okay, so 21st century caregiving and educational workforce, which will help ease the burden of care for working parents. How are they going to do this? We've seen in this, we've learned that, so, like, have they passed any bills that the Senate blocked pertaining to this? No. Joe Biden's agenda for women. Well, we already heard about that agenda. No, thank you. No, thank you, weirdo. This is great. Bold ideas. This is the worst attempt at trying to convince people he's running, or he'll be the nominee. Jumbo Martians for Biden. Martians for Biden. Yes. The Biden plan to rebuild U.S. supply chains. The Biden plan. The Biden plan. Joe Biden's agenda for the Jewish community? What? Hello? President Trump signed the only executive order ever combating anti-Semitism on college campuses. Oh my God, this is horrible. This man would lose miserably. I can tell you that I'm not even going to get into it on the live streams. So that it's not happening. So Hillary Clinton's going to be nominated. She's the only chance they have. She is literally the only chance they have. Lakiva, thank you. Lakiva, thank you very, very much. Lakiva, thank you. You look at, like, there's nothing about Biden if you type in his name, but there's, like, when you type in Hillary Clinton, there's a whole bunch of articles talking about, well, this isn't true. And, if you say, there's still some false information. Like, why are we having fact-checking articles about Clinton? Because she's running again, or she'll be the nominee. Madam Secretary does not fit the psychological or emotional profile of somebody who would just allow Russia to cheat her of being the first female president. She's the closest woman ever to becoming president, and she still is. She could become president in 2020. I'm telling you, if President Trump falls for any traps, she could become president. Lakiva, thank you very, very much. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. So you look, and it's Hillary without Bill, the Clintons' alternative life, with still talking about the documentary. Clinton urges Americans to vote, not for Biden, just to vote. So here, Clinton in conversation with Amy Schumer. This was a while back, basically saying she would do a better job. Every day, Clinton would do a better job. See, Clinton's not running, but she made sure Tulsi Gabbard was a Russian operative. Nobody likes Bernie Sanders. She wants to run against Trump. She could do a better job than Trump. She wanted to, along with other people, endorse Biden and leave it at that, not for president. Then the DNC spokeswoman, we're not officially nominating Joe Biden. Here, let's listen to this one. Well, you know what? Lakiva, thank you. Jimbo, thank you. Abel, thank you. Jimbo, thank you. Luke St. Martin, as always, thank you. Christopher, thank you, as always. Let's just, we have 500 people, so let's just continue. Let's just see here. Well, let's see. A DNC spokeswoman stated she's not going to be president. I mean, we're not officially nominating Joe Biden for president. So, here, she already stated that. But with President Trump, you look, and they don't have anything on Trump. And then you have Mitt Romney. He'll run in 2024. These people are worth millions. They don't know the meaning. They don't. If Mitt Romney's going to run for president again, Clinton is definitely going to be nominee. Unprecedented historic corruption. This is Mitt Romney. An American president commutes the sentence of a person convicted by a jury of lying to shield the very president. What did he lie about, Mittens? And shield the president from what, Mittens? So, none of this, here, then you get Trump is owned by Russia. There's no evidence on any of this. There's no evidence for any of this. It's been completely debunked. The Mueller probe found nothing. 0 indictments on anything to do with conspiring with Russia. They used a Steele dossier Clinton used. They set up and framed everyone from Carter Page, definitely Michael Flynn, Carter Page, George Papadopoulos. Then you have, they preside over 20% of U.S. uranium capacity being sold to Putin, with President Obama not vetoing the sale, which was what Snopes was so proud of. Snopes stated, President Obama, could have vetoed the sale. And it was only him. It was his decision not to. It's well, that's the point. That's the point. Diane Stewart. Diane, hey, thanks for keeping us all informed. I love you. And Santa Surfing Beach Broadcast, the Next 22 Report, and Puppetry News. Thank you, Diane Stewart. Thank you. Thank you, Diane, as always. Thank you. So somebody wrote, if they wanted to ban TikTok because it's owned by China, shouldn't they ban Trump since he's owned by Russia? 341,000 likes. Trump is owned by Russia, yet they found no evidence. They indicted nobody on conspiring with Russia. The Mueller probe fizzled out, It was like they didn't impeach President Trump on anything to do with Russia. They used nothing from the Mueller probe in impeachment. They used only two lame, very broad accusations: obstruction of Congress or abuse of power, which are completely subjective. They're not legal statutes. Okay. Which you could go ahead and let's just see here. The circumstantial case based on the Steele dossier. The Mueller probe found nothing of substance. Nothing. There was no communication with any Russian intelligence official. Not one. And not one email document, nothing. And the only thing they said they indicted Russian intelligence officials it was based on Company 1, CrowdStrike. The ODNI is highly to moderately confident. And if you want to talk about circumstantial evidence, money flowing into the Clinton Foundation from Uranium One officials and President Obama not vetoing the sale is enough circumstantial evidence, a million times more circumstantial evidence, and deleted emails and private servers. So you're obviously hiding what's going on. Than anything, President Trump had nothing to do with the DNC emails. Zero, nothing. And the DNC emails showed corruption within the Democratic Party. But you have they're in for a rude awakening on November 3rd because they're not going to win the election. It's kind of hilarious too. Jimbo, they're with her. It was Russia. Exactly. They say, oh, he's owned by Russia. It was Bill Clinton who got $500,000 speaking engagement and met with Putin at his home. So it's like nobody believes this. Nobody believes this nonsense. So, Congress, President Obama's administration, you can go on. I mean, you're talking about obstruction of Congress. Eric Holder was held in contempt of Congress, and even Democrats voted for that. So, you can go on forever. Look, media does not have the same standard by which it judges Trump and everyone else. They just don't. They do not have the same standard. So that's all you have to do on social media is say, Trump is the worst president of all time. You'll get retweeted 10,000 times. You will get retweeted 10,000 times. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Then they're making a big deal about the Lincoln Project. Trump's campaign manager is a felon. His deputy communications manager is a felon. Everyone's a felon, but they're the only one. Okay, Manafort actually committed crimes, but had nothing to do with Russia. None of these people have any, or Michael Cohen was a taxi business. None of these people had anything to do with what they're accusing Trump of doing. They utilized the United States government to go after these people. Then if they forgot, deleting an email, one email, Clinton deleted 30,000, or a Facebook page like Papadopoulos, they were then obstruction. It was obstruction of justice. But the underlying allegations, the entire investigation was predicated upon what might have happened. You can't investigate what might have happened. Otherwise, why don't we investigate what might have happened with the Uranium One deal? We already have William D. Campbell, an informant that stated that Russian lobbyists were bragging about their influence. And you had money flow. You don't have $100 million into one of Trump's foundations from Russian lobbyists or Russian companies. Lakiva! And the notion that we should have another conflict with a former adversary for 50 years is absurd. But Democrats, they're so linked to corruption that they project. Lakiva! Thank you very much, Lakiva. Thank you. It's really time to turn our swords into plowshares, spears into pruning hooks, and use commerce for the good, as per Isaiah. Thank you, Lakiva. Thank you. I definitely think we need, I think that we definitely need the economy to focus on. We need to focus on the economy and have it completely rebound. Thank you so very much. But then, Lakiva, thank you. Very profound. Thank you so much. They utilize, the Mueller probe was not constitutional. You cannot utilize the United States government to go after a political opponent, which is exactly what they did. They had the media. They lost. They were embarrassed. They had the media, and they just lost yet again. And if you see, ladies and gentlemen, anyone impersonating me on Twitter, please report them to Twitter. I have my lawyer taking screenshots. I've taken screenshots. Go ahead, take screenshots also of the person trying to impersonate me. He is committing crimes. He's committing a criminal act impersonating anyone on social media. But go ahead. I do not have Twitter. I do not have Facebook. But he keeps on making the most absurd posts. And it doesn't say parody account. He uses my image and my profile photos. And he makes the most absurd, and apparently this person listens to me, watches my channel, which is very bizarre. But please go ahead, notify, report the Twitter impersonator, because they're breaking the law. It's actually very much against the law. This profile also, I have screenshots of him sharing my books illegally, my Amazon books, which Amazon is also would take this person to court also. But anyway, Lakiva, thank you. So if you see, I do not have a Twitter account. I do not have a Facebook account. But if you see anyone on Twitter impersonating me, please go ahead and report them to Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back at around 11:15, 11:20. Thank you so very much, everyone. To my super chat, thank you. People, I'll be back in about an hour or so. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. I have a great segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel. I will show you the segment right here. It is right here. Go ahead, subscribe to it, people. If you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon is below. And ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in about an hour and a half or so. Luke St. Martin, Eric H526. Luke St. Martin, thank you. Eric H526, thank you. I'll see you all in about an hour and a half. Thanks,